When you were out in the shark's teeth, you didn't happen to find a badge belonging to Tama, did you? It sure is. Reminds me of old times. Long marches under the desert sun. Scouting runs through sandstorms so thick we had to tie our tunics over our mouths. So much for reminiscing. Shark's Teeth is where I lost him. I was leading a patrol. We got ambushed, and Tama came to our rescue. And he suffered a fatal wound in the process. No. He hung on. He was the color of an eel's belly. The stubborn bastard made it all the way back to Thirdborn. We got him a sickbed, but we knew he didn't have long. I'm sure of it. Not much got by him. You ever had to watch someone fade away? When it's slow and agonizing, no glory, no din of battle, no distractions. Then you know. It's like sitting still while someone drags rusty nails over your skin. Sitting there, I noticed that he was missing his badge. And all the time I'd known him, I'd never seen him take it off. Then you get it. To an old trencher like him, that badge meant belonging, honor. I'm sorry, Envoy. I haven't talked about this in a while. I never thought I'd tell this story again. But there's something about the way you've led us, the clarity you've kept. Something about you that inspires confidence. Kind of like well. Thanks. Just having his badge in hand means more than you know. There's just one last thing I've got to do. There's a memorial site with some cairns on the cliffs east of Thirdborn. One of those cairns is Tama's. It's time I said goodbye. It's the least he deserves. Especially after... Never mind. Let's go.
Maybe an Adairan alliance wouldn't be so bad.
I still remember the first time I saw these stones. In the heat haze, they looked just like blades.
Ist doch so!
Yatsley, remind me not to make you mad.
Sick! Earth and rock! Ich heiße!
Thomas Memorial. Never thought anything could contain that man, you know? That booming laugh, that bottomless appetite, boundless energy. Now he's under a pile of rocks. This is where you're supposed to distract me, lighten the mood with a wisecrack or something. Well, you didn't have to give me the truth. There's something I didn't tell you about Thomas' death. Remember how I noticed he'd lost his badge? I went out. I told him I was going to go find it. He told me to stay. I said I'd be right back. I walked away, Envoy, and I kept walking. Not since returning with you. Couldn't imagine anyone would be too happy to see me after everything. Now you know why I never went back to his house in Emerald Stair. Why I never came back to Thirdborn. Don't sell me short, Envoy. I'm nothing if not tenacious. The truth is, traveling with you and Marius, getting to know Giada, Yatsley, it's felt easy. Too easy. I've gotten comfortable. You're so clear-headed, so easy to follow, that I've been able to fall in line and back you up. but I'm not that guy, Envoy. I'm not a joiner. I'm good for a skirmish, some war stories, a few drinks, but I'm not someone you keep around. Come on, you know my story now. I let people down. I let them down when they're counting on me most. Self-compassion. That's a balm for outbursts and hangovers. I know what I am. I'm finally facing it. But he's not here, and that is because of me. I'm finally owning that. What? That's not true. Is that on me? When I didn't even know what to do with myself? Dust yourself off, then go back for whoever you can carry. Guess I never really did that second part. Wonder if I might have helped. Things in Thirdborn might be a little better if I'd stayed. Never thought something could be scary and comforting at the same time. One of the things I loved about Tama was how he gave us all a fresh start. No matter where we'd come from or what we'd done. I drifted to Paradise, but never thought about where I'd go from this. Maybe I'll go back to help Thirdborn recover. In whatever way I can, and whatever way they'll have me. Once we've stopped the Dream Scourge and dealt with the Steel Garrote. I've got some things to sort out, but it feels good to have something to look forward to. I used to patrol out here. Swore I'd never come back.
There are worse ways to end a fight.
What happened to traps and hired goons?
I hadn't had a chance to see all this before. It's magnificent. Come on, let's go introduce ourselves to an archmage.
Beware, Outlander. A fiend haunts these lands of such beauty and terror that a mere glance could unravel your courage. Reengrim, the Archmage of Terror. A cold heart beats in her chest, starved of love or mercy, like the frozen breath of Rimagond. Do not seek her out! Spare yourself my awful fate! I sought the Archmage to conquer my fear of death, to keep Berith at bay. But Reengrim, her help came at a terrible cost. She showed me how I'm going to die. And it's more awful than I could have imagined. I'm going to be trampled to death by wild horses. I have yet to see a horse in the living lands, but that just means they could be around any corner. What kind of advice is that? Now be gone, Outlander. Guard your mind and soul, for the Archmage of Terror haunts the living lands. Beware. What am I supposed to do, huh? Throw myself off a cliff?
Yeah.
This is it. Ringrim was definitely here.
So, why couldn't you just put that on a sign? These ice corpses are excessive.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
I can't imagine wanting to. If you gotta deal with an archmage to stop the Dream Scourge, so be it. But be careful with this Ringrim character. This place has given me a bad feeling I can't shake.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ringrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us. Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage. Yes, actually. Once a university told me I couldn't look at an archive of Archimir's research. The section that housed those tomes was blocked by a spell akin to this one, which I remedied.
If only they'd known to put them on a higher shelf.
I did leave them a small note, spritzed with a lovely floral scent, of course. One should always say thank you. We should get going, but stay close. I don't know what happens next.
Think they're welcoming us?
That's done. Walk like it's hard.